Right here, Dusty Rose, the American Dream. It ain't no doubt. It ain't no doubt. Flair, bring that old cashmere coat out here. Can't help it that I'm custom made. I can't help it that I look good, smell good, can dance all night long.
Welcome. Everybody see what the title is. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to let you go first, Deets. How do you feel about what I said about I feel that LeBron faced better talent out of the West than what Michael faced? Break it down. You can go ahead first.
I don't think that's right at all. It depends on what are we talking? Are we talking about?
I mean, complete rosters.
Are we talking about overall talent of the teams, or are we talking about talent of the teams that they played in that era? Because it's totally different. Because the team that people look at, people go, "Oh, the Supersonics. They didn't have anybody that was that good." The Supersonics had the second best record in NBA history. That Supersonics team was great for that year in that era. And people tend to overlook that Supersonics team. You know, you go back and you look at the Blazers that they played there. The Blazers had been in the Western Conference Finals 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So people say, "Oh, well, that Blazers team wasn't that good," and then you have people that say, "Oh, I know you prescribe to this. I don't know where people get this from. Oh, it was a washed up Magic Johnson. Was Magic Johnson washed up the year before when they were in the Western Conference Finals? Was he the year before that when they were the NBA when they beat the Pistons in the NBA Finals?
Were they
for those 3 years?"
They're still the Showtime Lakers?
What? Yeah, they were. They were at the tail end of it.
Valley Divac is not clean.
They had just won a championship 2 years ago and just been to the Western Conference Finals the year before that. So I don't want to hear that. So if that's washed up, I don't know what
he was not the same Magic. Come on, man.
I can't say that they were washed up. Because they won the finals, they went back to the Western Conference Finals, and then they were in the finals again, and they were in the finals the year after that against the Blazers.
I sent him the link.
The link is in the chat, Snowman.
Yeah, I sent him.
That's how I got it. So,
but let me send the link again.
But I mean. But so that's what I mean when you say tougher opponents. I mean, yeah, historically, when we look at it, you're obviously gonna look at the Golden State Warriors that LeBron faced. Yeah, they're on that list of greatest teams of all time. They're gonna be on that list because you have Steph, KD, Clay, Draymond.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Spurs are going to be in the middle there somewhere because they had Duncan, Parker, Ginobili. So you're going to put them on the list. What other teams are you putting on that list? What are we talking? I love Jimmy Butler, but hold on. Come on.
I'm saying this though, Deets. We can easily say, come on, that's not the same prime Laker team he went for the first championship. That's not the same. Valley Divac was a nice player. Don't get me wrong. Brian Scott, nice player. But that's not the same primetime Laker team.
Obviously, they weren't the same team that they were, Showtime in '88. Obviously, they weren't the same Showtime '88, but they were still in the middle of their run. They had just won the championship 2 years ago, just been in the Western Conference Finals. They get to the finals, and then the next year they played the Blazers again in the finals. in the Western Conference Finals. So you can.
I'm saying the overall roster to roster. You can say the Bulls had a better roster, and everybody bet. What was the betting odds of, let's say, who was favored at finals? Let's start there. Who was favored at finals? You can't tell me Magic was plus.
Who was favored in that finals? Hold on, let me because I'm all the way on the Jazz right now. Hold on. That was 91. So let's go to 91. Let's see what the odds were. Right, that's 97. Here we go. Now we're getting 91 up. Hold on. Let's see. Let's read through here. And it doesn't even give the odds. But let's see. The Lakers. Let's just look at the they didn't put the standings in. They should have.
Yeah, I know what the standing.
Yeah,
you talking about
the Lakers?
The Lakers finished second that year.
The Lakers were second in the. They were second in the league. So you're telling me that if Washed Up is finishing second in the entire conference, then I'll take that as being Washed Up at any day of the week. I mean, that's.
Let me see.
I'm just trying to see, because usually they put the standings on here, but they didn't for this year, which is weird. Let's take a look. They might have it for the NBA. They might have it for the finals. So let's
just go to the finals. What they was averaging in that finals.
91 NBA finals. They might tell me here. They might tell me the odds here when I go to the actual finals. And no, they don't. They don't even tell you the finals there. They won't even tell you. But let's see if it says anything about who is favored. Look on the Western Conference champion, blah, blah, blah. The series was not the first time the Bulls Lakers faced up, blah, blah, blah.
Hi there.
Go ahead, Stowe, man. Go ahead, give your take, man.
I can eviscerate this argument with Hey, Deets. I'm going to make Deets so happy and do a little name that tune before I get back to my honey-do list. I can eviscerate this argument with 4 letters.
What? Go ahead.
DPOY. Know what that stands for?
What?
Defensive Player of the Year. Now, I made an incorrect argument with Rod about some of the defensive players of the year before, like Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace is good.
Dwight Howard.
Mm-hmm.
But
Gary
that
Payton.
award, who?
Gary Payton.
Yeah, the glove, Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
But show me LeBron's Defensive Player of the Year award.
I'm not. Okay.
Shut up.
Okay, let me tell you this.
Shut up.
They stole it from him. They stole it from him.
Bull.
He should have won it the year the Gasol brother got it.
Gasol deserved it.
No,
he played better. He played better defense.
No, come on, man.
Look,
y'all forget about when LeBron was shot blocking. He was one of the greatest chase down blocker in 2010.
No,
he was chase down blocking, smacking that off the back. Come on, man.
No, I've seen better.
Come on.
And within that year, why am I eviscerating this argument with Defensive Player of the Year award, which of course Michael Jordan grabbed in 1988? Let me see. Thank you, Cole. Thank you, Cole Sports. I love you for that. And Rod, I love you dearly. I love you dearly, my man. I truly do. And I have, we have fun with each other with these arguments and everything like that. But let me see. Oh yeah, Defensive Player of the Year. LeBron doesn't have one. Michael does.
Okay.
Michael's done something 3 times that LeBron has not.
What is that?
Lead the league in scoring and steals.
Oh, okay. What else?
I don't have to mention the rings, 6-4.
Okay, that's cool too. I don't have to
mention the Finals MVP.
John Hackencheck he's 8-0. Is he better than Mike?
Yeah, I know.
Is he better than Mike?
In cross eras, no.
Is Robert Horry better than Mike? He got 7 of them.
And
I'm just saying you throwing the rings out. It's a lot. You got more than 8.
I didn't. 6. I compared rings in terms of MJ versus LeBron, 6-4.
Okay. Is Jerry West the logo?
Listen to my argument carefully.
Go ahead.
Okay. Because those headphones are a little tight on your ears, like these are tight on my ears.
Yeah, it grips the ball head right.
You got a good beard game going on, right?
Yeah. That's the only thing I got.
Look, I can't grow this to save my life, and I've tried since age 21, man. I've always come up with this and this. And my mom used to tease me that this was a piece of dirt across my lips when she saw it growing in. Look at Cole. Cole tearing it up, too. Bravo to you, Cole. I got to get back to work here, but like I said,
I can't read that comment by Cole, but one of y'all can.
Yeah, leave alone. I want you to get shot. I want you to get canceled.
I can't read that one.
I'm not reading that one. I'm not reading that one aloud. I can't.
But
I can't.
I'm just saying this. We can
not saying much.
We can easily say this, that the competition, rotational wise, was a little easier for Mike. He had, I said, an older Byron Scott, an old James Worthy, an old AC Green. There were not the same players. Look, Sean Kemp
wins.
Sean Kemp
finished a 58-win season.
Sean Kemp and Gary Payton was the stars on that 2 team. Rain and Drain Man. Come on, man. Stop it. The Jazz did not have enough to beat the Bulls.
The Jazz had 2 Hall of Famers. The Jazz had 2 Hall of Famers.
Not to mention 2 centers.
Plus Hornacek
and 2 centers.
And the other guy in the middle.
They had Greg Ostertag and they had Adam Keefe. They switched to Adam Keefe because of the job Dennis Rodman, Defensive Player of the Year 3 times, was doing on Greg Ostertag.
Kevin Johnson.
Okay, listen.
Kevin Johnson, Barkley, and Danny Ainge was not enough.
Rod.
And that year, Barkley was the runaway MVP.
Yeah, as he should.
Of that Barkley played the best year of his career
in 1992-93. Rod, listen to me carefully. Watch with your eyes, not with your heart.
I was watching with my eyes.
No, you're not.
I was watching with my eyes.
You weren't watching with your eyes because you're blind as a bat because you don't realize the teams that Jordan beat in his first 3-peat, all the stars were in their prime.
But they didn't have enough roster.
Yes, they did.
Bulls had a better roster.
Yeah, Bulls had the better roster, but they had
better depth
to get to but the teams that the Bulls beat had enough roster to get to the NBA World Championship Series.
They had more depth. Can we at least say that?
So wait. The Bulls had a better roster than the Lakers at that time?
Yeah.
No.
No. The Lakers had 3 Hall of Famers. The Bulls had 2.
That's my kind of math.
The trade was
where are we getting the better roster from? You're telling me BJ Armstrong? You're telling me BJ Armstrong was better than Byron Scott? Come on now.
No.
He had more length as a defender. He was a better defender than him.
Yeah. Here's your problem.
He was a way better defender.
Okay.
He had length. They had a lot of length on that on the Bulls.
No.
They had a lot of length. Come on, stop it. Stop it.
And I will prove my point with a very simple piece of math. Deets, you listening? I have a very simple piece of math to blow up Rod's argument about Armstrong had better length than Byron Scott.
What about Harper?
Byron Scott was 6'4". BJ Armstrong was 6'2". Your argument blew in the shreds.
Rod Harper wasn't on the team till the second.
Wasn't on the team until 1995. Okay, yeah. Rod, I will destroy your argument again.
Go ahead.
Byron Scott was 6'4". John Paxson was 6'2".
Paxson could shoot it though.
And Paxson wasn't even that good of a defender.
He was a good shooter. He was a good shooter though.
Closed out Game 5 with jump shots.
He was a good jump shooter.
Something LeBron hasn't had in 20 years. A jump shot.
Well, we proved it. We proved it yesterday with the post. The post move.
Yeah, for the first time in 20 years. For the first time in the regular season in 20 years. Ain't done it in the finals yet. And let me before I get on out of here, because I do gotta finish cleaning here.
I gotta go pick up my son in a minute too. So go ahead.
How old's your son?
He's about to be 6 this year. Yeah.
What's his name?
Colby.
Colby. Let me give a special shout out. Let me give a special shout out to Colby. I'm trying to go for LeBron now. Oh God. This is where I drop this joke and get out of here. You'd ruin that kid. But what if it's a girl though? What would you name her?
I was thinking about Rochelle, or in my mom's first name, because I lost my mom back in 2002, so it'd probably do something like that.
Yeah. My little girl passed in 2015. Oh man, that was Donna. That was Donna Marie, after my my daughter's mother's mother, who passed away some time back. But yeah, that I'll tell you. I'll leave you with a funny story about Donna. When I was living in Indianapolis with Liz, my daughter's mother, every time I mentioned the word basketball, she would just get this little squeal of excitement. And it doesn't matter. It didn't matter what team I was talking about, or she heard me talking about. If I was holding her like this and she heard me talking basketball, she'd get excited. So let me get on out of here. I just had to drop by and have a little fun with you fellas. I appreciate you guys. I love you.
All right. Well, go ahead, Deets. What you were saying, man, before you got to go?
What I'm saying is, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what we just compared of, like, are we comparing the roster, or are we comparing the teams that they played? Because, like I said, the Sonics, nobody's going to look at that Sonics team and go, oh, they were a great team because they had, they didn't have stars on their team. They didn't have stars on their team, but they were still the best team in the Western Conference that year. And nobody's gonna look at that team and go, oh, they were great because they had, you can only say they had Gary Payton. He's pretty much the only Hall of Famer on that team. But they were great in the era that they were playing. I mean, Shawn Kemp was on his way to a great career until he ballooned up into what he became. But at that time, Shawn Kemp was scoring 40 points a game and dunking on dudes.
But like I said, Deets.
But like I said, if we just stick to the tougher finals opponents. So the finals opponents for LeBron are the Spurs, however many times they did it, the Mavs, the Warriors, the Thunder.
I'll give you that Mav team, because that Mav team we shouldn't lost. I give you that.
That Mavs team was Dirk Nowitzki and nobody else. The rest of the team was garbage.
I'll give you that one. I give you that one. But the Spurs, you can't say the Spurs were not a dynasty.
The Heat were not. The Thunder were Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook was garbage in that finals. If you remember, Russell Westbrook, that's the reason Kevin Durant left, because Russell Westbrook couldn't hit a shot in that finals.
So anybody at that position, at the small forward position, shot like KD in any of that era?
No. That's why KD was That's why KD was. You could say at small forward. You could say Kawhi.
It's Kawhi. That's what I'm saying. Kawhi. I give you that. But what about that? Let's say this: the Warrior teams. The Warrior teams were great, and you can look statistically. They scored a lot of points. No
like
team.
I said, the Warrior. If you just took all the teams in a list, you'd probably put the Warriors on top.
Mm-hmm.
You'd probably put the Warriors on top for sure.
The Spurs are dynasty easily.
You would probably put the Showtime Lakers next, and then you'd probably put the Spurs. Then you'd probably put those Spurs teams with Duncan, like I said, Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, and then eventually they got Kawhi. So you would probably throw them third. But then all the next teams are going to be the Jazz twice that Michael went up against. They'd probably be next. Then the Suns would be right under that.
But let me say this then, Deeks, before we get out of here.
Because you had Barkley, Johnson, Marley. That Suns team was stacked for the era that they played in.
I'll give you that, Deets. Let me say this then, Deets. You look at the early 2000s, we can easily say the Detroit Pistons, that 04 Pistons, were a great team. Can we not say that? In the Eastern Conference? Yeah, I say a good team. A really good team. I would not
call them a great team. They won one finals that they won because Kobe and Shaq were too busy fighting with each other.
They still was a 50-plus win team. You know what I mean? Even in their older ages. Okay, with Rasheed Wallace, Deshaun Prince. They got Carmelo.
They were a good team. They were a good team. They weren't anywhere near a great team.
Okay, what about, let's say, the Indiana Pacers? Were they a good team? With Reggie Miller, what's the big man? Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah, Reggie wasn't on that team.
Yeah, he was. Remember the Palace? 04.
He was not at the Malice. He was gone way before that.
No. He was on there. He was on that team. Roy Hibbert in 04? In 04?
Yeah, there's no way Reggie was
not that old. Reggie was on that team.
Reggie was not still there.
Google
There's
it.
no way
Reggie
wasn't on that team. Reggie wasn't on that team.
I'm about to look it up.
There's no way. What was that? 04 Pacers?
04 Pacers.
Well, I'm just going to look up. I'm just going to do this the easy way.
You had a messed up wrist.
Let's see. Reggie Miller. I'm pretty sure he retired before then. I got to see when Reggie retired.
They won 61 games that year.
I would be shocked if Reggie was on that team. Reggie
Miller did retire in 2005, man.
Reggie Miller retired in 05. Yeah, and when LeBron was playing against them, that had to be after that.
It was they played against each other. The 04, they did not make the playoffs. I'll give you that. But they still had a good Nets team. They still had the Pistons that year won 54 games. You know what I mean? The Heat had a good little team. There was a 4th seed. So I'm just saying the East got better in the early 2000s. We can say the players got more athletic. It was a little more tougher road than Mike had the Pistons and all that, but the Pistons fizzled out. They ran out of the motor. You know what I mean? What you call Isaiah started having ankle issues. That's documented, right?
Yep.
That's documented, right? Penny, you know what I mean? The team got broken up by Orlando, but that 2000, we can say the 2000s was a more competitive league. And it was still aggressive. We can say that. You know what I mean? It's got pussyfied in 2010, 09. The rules start changing. But the shooting got better, and the athletes were a little bit better than the 80s and the 90s. Would you agree with that? Athletic.
Yeah, that's how it's always gonna. That's how it's always gonna be. You know, athletes are always gonna get better. That's why whenever I do comparisons, I compare people to the athletes of their time, not of athlete. And not only do athletes get better, training gets better. You know, back in the day when guys had off seasons, they had an off season.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were kicking it by the pool, smoking cigars.
Mm-hmm.
Now an off season is like, oh well, I'm playing here, I'm training this, I'm doing that. So eras always change. You know, guys are getting more athletic. So, but like comparing them, that's why I say like tougher finals opponents. I think if you just did the list, you would say the bottom two are always going to be. LeBron's always going to have the bottom two.
Okay, let me.
It's always going to be the Heat and the Mavs. Always, no matter which way you call it.
Let me get out of this before we leave out of here. What player LeBron ever had where he had a player that was a 10-time defensive player? Name me one.
I could 10-time a defensive player. I mean, what are we? Anthony Davis, probably the best defensive player he's ever played with.
And can we say this about D-Wade was injury prone for all them finals? Was he not on his last? The tread was thin when he came out of Marquette in general, right? Can we say that
he was? But
the greatest finals.
Chris Bosh was in the prime of his career.
What would you put Chris Bosh at power forward? Is he a top? You put him a top 8 power forward, or you put him at the 15 or 20 range?
The thing is, when Chris Bosh was going in Toronto, he was on his way, and then he ran into a crater. His career just cratered. So where he would be, he's probably 15 to 20, somewhere around there.
Okay, I give you that. But all right, Deets, I appreciate you coming on for this little easy debate. I know you got to go to work. You know what I mean? It was just a little quick little one. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, all no problem. And this is the perfect way to do this. And, you know, this is why we do it on Fit Down Sports Show. It's criteria, you know, because every time you try to have these conversations, it goes, all right, well, we want to talk about like Snowman. I love Snowman, but he comes on, let's talk defensive player of the years. No, we're talking about who they played in the finals. You got to stay on. You got to stick to that topic, and that's why I love it. Like Rod, if you want to say LeBron is better, all you got to do is say LeBron's better because this, and then we can have that debate. But once people say, "Oh, LeBron's better because this," and then they go, "But then there's that," and I'm like, "No, stay on one criteria." We can have that debate. You can't have it where it's 9 different criteria and we're trying to match them up. It doesn't work that way. That's why we do our Summer of Greatness. We match criteria. It's all criteria based. So we'll do that. Everybody, check out Fit Down Sports Show. Go over there, like it, subscribe. We'll be doing a lot more of this kind of debate stuff over there during the summer. So,
all right, man.
Rod, thanks for having me, and I'll check you. I'll check you later, man. We'll be going Thursday night, so if you can join us, and we'll probably do a Saturday show too, just to have some fun and pretty much mess around.
All right, man. Have a good one, man.
All right, later, bro.